Hi guys, it's Shavar here, and in this video, this is really going to be a three-part thing, but I was going to start basically um, with HTML. So it's going to be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, intro for beginners, and I initially want to start with the HTML markup. So I'm going to start with that first. Um, HTML is used to basically put things on the screen that the user can see. The CSS, also meaning um, cascading style sheets, is used to style the HTML, and then the JavaScript is used for like actual like functionality and different things like that. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to do an index.html file. I'm using a VS Code text editor for this. So index.html. And then what I want to do is simply, I'm using an Emmet extension, so I can simply do HTML type 5 like that, and it'll give me a boilerplate. So let me explain what these are. So this is the encode. Let me start with the very top. So doc type HTML. This is required for the browser knows the HTML page. And you want HTML tags. So like if you just exclude this language part, and you can see here, this will be everything that you put for each page will be inside of these HTML tags. Now this language thing here just means like the language, so English. The head is basically in a website. I have another extension as well that I'll be showing you where you can open it in a browser. But the head is pretty much the part on the browser that basically you have the X symbol, you have the title of the web page, a little icon next to the web page, um, things like that. So that's what the head is, and the title is where you change that title. The body is where actual body of the web page, where everything usually is, and that's where you would put things like, for instance, a header, a nav bar, just anything that you would want to put there. That's what be inside of the body. So first, let me change the title here. I'm gonna just say beginners, and if I first you want to save it, and then open in browser. Let me type these in really quick. Open in browser just to make sure I'm show you which one I'm using. So I'm using this one here by TechER. Open in browser, and then for Emmet, um, I'm not using. I think it's let's see. Uh, these are all the extensions here that I'm using here. I can just scroll through them for you. Um, just to see you can see them all. And all these are used for different things. This isn't just like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's PHP, JavaScript frameworks like React and Angular, databases like SQL. There's tons of different things in here. These are the icons, so you based off the MIME type, a certain icon will be next to each file for you. So it's a lot of different extensions here. I scrolled through them all as well as the person or like company that made it, so you can get the right ones. You don't need all of those for this project here, but I just wanted to show you that. Um, I can close this. So basically, you can see indexed HTML. Like if I had another file, you can see the icon will change. Like with index.js, CSS, programming in C, like that'll be C there. H is a header file. You also got C++. There's tons of different symbols there, just to show you that. So if we, oops. So if we do, let me get rid of that. So if we do right click, open in browser. I'm gonna use Google Chrome. You can see that it shows the title, and then like that's like basically the head or everything of the website is up here, and then the actual file here or the body of the web page is here. It's blank because we didn't add anything into it. And so now I simply want to do so I'll just keep it simple. I'll do a header. So for a header, I'll do a section. like that. And a section is basically like a header, a footer of a web page, a header of a web page, stuff like that. Also, divs are the exact same thing as sections for the most part. And right now, I guess I'll just give this a class for later on for the CSS. Well, I guess I'll just do that in the CSS video. So we'll have a section. So this won't look the best, but I'm just showing you how this works. We'll have a section, and inside of that section, I'll do an H1. So you have H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And those are like different size headings. So the higher the number, the smaller the size of the heading. You also have paragraph tags like that, which are for paragraphs. You have article tags, which is an HTML5 tag, which is like a paragraph tag. Let me see. And so basically I'll use an H1 for this. And I'll just say welcome to the home page, like that. And this would be a H1. So if we run this, you can see it'll be in the corner though, in the up left corner. So let's open the browser. Welcome to the home page, like that. So you see there's a margin here, some padding as well. And I'll get to those and what those mean. So let me see what else I want to talk about here. So we have tables. So I'll put a break statement. We also have horizontal rules, which you can do like that, which basically just give you like a line basically across like that. You can see it there. Let me get rid of this one. And so we also have break statements, which I'll show you what that does in a second. So first, let me just make a table because that's the next thing I want to do. So tables in JavaScript, simply you have like the table header, so you do table like that. And then inside of there, inside of the table tags, you want to do table head and then the table body. So it would be table head like that. And inside of here it'd be like the titles of the table. So for this you can put as many ones as you want pretty much. So what you would do is for each table row, it would have stuff, and then for each like you put dividers. So you could basically do like TD for table dividers. They don't call them TC like table columns. So it'll be table dividers. And then for each one, you would put the name of what you want it to be. So if I want to do like name, and I wanted a TD of age like this, I can do that inside of the head. And then if we save it, you can see here name age shows up. Also, we can do um, the table body. So right below that would be the T body or table body. And then here's where you would actually want to put the rows of everything. So if I had a row and inside of there I wanted a TD for like my name and then a TD for the age, like that, I could just put these in this. And then we save it. Basically each entry, all the entries will be in one row. So we save this and go here. You can see here it's in the same. It's in one row. And you can do as many of these as you want. Or not TD, but you do another row. You can do like John, and then you could do 25 or something like that. And if we go here, you can see it's another entry in the table. Actually, I forgot this TD is in the header here. This should be in a row as well. So it should be like that in order for this to match up the right way. And you can do like a border for the table and everything as well. It should be back. Actually, these should be tabbed over anyway. 1 second. This just looks a little bit more neater. like that. And basically, if we run it again, you can see now everything is lined up in this table. Um, and when you add styling to it, like the background and everything, you can actually like put a border around the table. You can add styling for the header or for the head piece of the table as well. That'll be CSS. Now you can see how in the browser, you can see how it's against there. We can do something like a break statement, like right here, that. And then this break statement now will allow us to basically space things out a little bit more. So you can see this one and this one, and you can see the difference in the spacing. So that's something you can do as well. Right below this table, let me actually format this a little bit better for you. Well, let's leave that there. Because I'll be adding a few other things here, so I want this to be formatted a little bit better. Like that. Okay, so next below the table here, you can put comments in HTML like this. Oops. And so it'll be like exclamation point dash dash, and with the caret symbol and dash dash caret symbol like this. And you can put whatever you want in here. And it won't be registered by the web page. So I can say this table tag, or I can say this is a table. And I can save it, and I can do open in browser, and you can see this in the table doesn't show up because it's a comment meant for just developers and other people to basically read it. And so what I'm going to do now is make something called an unordered list. So I can make a comment here as well. And I can say this is a section for the head. And then below this I can do this is a unordered list. An unordered list and ordered list are two different things. The ordered list is basically just numbers. Unordered list basically is just bullet points. And the unordered list I can show you now is just UL for unordered list. And each item in a list is called a list item. And that'll be the same for ordered list or unordered list. And you can put in there anything you want. So you can do, for instance, we'll do an H3 like that. My name is Jamar. And then I can do another one saying of H3, my name or my age is 20. And let's just run this really quickly. Open in browser. You can see here it's an H3 heading. It's a little bit smaller than H1. You can see it's bullet points and it's below the table. So now what I want to do is I want to make my name bold. So first let's change this to paragraph so you can actually see that. Let's just be able to change the ending tag to. These are called enclosing tags. If you have a tag such as an input, which I'll show you, that's a self-enclosing tag because you don't have another input after that to wrap around anything. Tags like this, like list, item, paragraph, those are enclosing tags which wrap around something. So what I want to do is I want to make my name bold, but first let me run this to show you the paragraph. You can see here now it's like just very thin text here. And so now what I want to do is I want to make this bold. So you don't use bold like that or something. You use something called strong tags. And so let me just do strong like that. And basically inside of here I'm going to put my name. And then now if I save it here, you can see now the name is bold. There's also, I think, italicized. I'm not sure. I think that's the I tags, if I'm not mistaken. italicize. Underline tags is U, so we can do that for underline. Try it again. You can see it's underlined now. So there's many different things you can do. For instance, if I want to actually turn my name into a link, what I can do is use an A tag like this. Now we have to do something called attributes for a link. So for attributes, is basically something you put in the first tag, never in the enclosing tag here, the closing tag. So basically for attributes, it'll be basically a name. So basically a hyperreference, I think is what that stands for, and that's basically like a link. Um, and basically hyperref link is used for something else in HTML, and I'll show you what that does. But for hyperref here, we can link it to wherever we want. We can link it to a web page. We can link it to another HTML page here. So if I wanted to link this to, for instance, google.com like that, that'll be the link to it. But basically, it'll be clicking when you click on my name. So first, let's run this. So you can see now it's that blue link, and if I click on it, I go to, well, actually, I gotta put HTTP google.com. So actually, let me do HTTPS like that. And you can see it goes to google.com. So I mean, that's how you do links. There's other fields you can put as well. So basically, if I want to make another index or another HTML page here, let's just say, let's just call it success, or let's call it next page.html. And so if I wanted to link this page, first let's do that HTML5 boilerplate, same title. And in order to like do the boilerplate once, you have frameworks like if you're using Express.js with handlebars or something where you don't have to use the same boilerplate and type it over and over again, but you can like just put everything that you want for the different web pages inside the body tags. But for this here, this is just simple HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And so what I want to do here is just simply just say an H1 of successfully, let's see, like, let's say welcome to the next page, just something simple. And if I link this one here like this, because we're in the same folder, we can just simply do next page.html like that. And then when I actually run it, we click it, welcome to the next page. We go back, welcome to the home page. So basically, that's how you would do that. Let's see what else. By the way, we have, so basically we have the next page HTML in the same folder. You can put these in different folders if you want. Basically when we do the CSS style sheet, that'll go in like a styles folder. And we can also do like a files folder for images and stuff like that. And actually I'm gonna bring that in a second. Basically next I want to do an ordered list, which means like numbers, and I'm just going to copy the same thing here just to show you. And if we run this here, you can see now 1, 2 instead of the bullet points. And so let me see what else. By the way, index.html, that's the naming convention usually for the entry point file, or like the first file that gets ran on a project or an application, a web application. They use the index.html. You see the same thing with index.php for PHP language files, index.js. But for styles, you can use index.css or You can use styles.css. Those are like the naming conventions. You can name them whatever you want, but I was just showing you that's like the common naming convention for stuff like that. So next I want to do, you can see I put some break statements here. So next I want to do is select like this. And basically inside of there we put something called option. And that's basically each option for what you want something to basically like in the drop down. So we'll do basketball, and then we also want to put it here to display it to the user. And then we can do, because see it's an enclosing tag, and so then we'll do another one, and let's just say football, and then we can do like football like that. And while I'm at it, I may as well put a label, which is another thing that you can do. The for means like just like you want to link it to something. I don't need to do that though. You can just simply do label, and I can just call it sports like that. You can also put H1 tags in here or something as well if you wanted to. Um, and so we'll do index.html. You can see we have sports there. It's on the same thing because I didn't do a break statement for it. And you can see we have basketball, football. We can select each one. So that's pretty cool. And if you wanted to like put like a break statement like that to see what that does, you can see now it's on separate lines there. Okay, so now, and let me actually leave a comment here of this is an ordered list. Put one here. This is a select drop down. Alright, and so now I want to, and you can see tabbing doesn't matter, like or indenting. Basically, you see the body HTML tags aren't really indented. That's because indenting doesn't matter. HTML still read it the same way. I just indent it to make it look neater. So you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So let me see what else. I guess let me bring in like some files to show you that. So what we can do is make a folder. We can call it images. Let me do that again. Rename images. And then I can do one. I'll make another one right now and I'll call it files. Like that. And so basically for images, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Let me put an image in here. You can put it using a file explorer, your file explorer, just putting it in like you put something in any other folder. So let me do that really quickly, and I'll be right back. You see you got the symbol there for PDFs, and you got the symbol there for like images. And so what I want to do now is show you how to do this stuff here. So for images, you use IMG. And for each image, there's something called a source and an auth. The auth is basically if the actual image source doesn't load, which is the actual picture, you can do an auth. Now, there's different things you can do here for this. For the source, there's many different things. For instance, like with Node.js, you can, or just with anything, you can like take buffers, array buffers from the browser and convert it to a base64 string, which is something that's used by HTML to encode images. And you can use that to basically encode it and put it right there in the source. So it would be base64. I can't quite remember the syntax off the top of my head, but it would be like, so it actually is data colon image and then whatever the image type is and then semicolon base64. You would prefix that before any base64 strings that you would put in there. So that's like if you're grabbing a buffer and converting it and that's just like what you would do there. I have an example of that in my burn stack series that I recently just put up on YouTube, so you can check that out on the front end using React. And inside one of the files there, I converted it, so you can do that. I talk about that in there. Um, so basically, the other ways you can do it is you can grab a URL. So you can do like HTTP colon slash slash and then the URL of an image. And you can put that there in the source. Or you can do it this way with, or you can do something such as like with images. You can do images like that, which is the folder slash and then the actual image. And then with the MIME type. And then for the alt, it simply be the text and like the name of the image so if it doesn't load. And so we just save this and run it. You can see we get an image now. And so, I mean, I want this to be on a separate line, so let's put a break statement here. Like that. And then let's separate these. And then I want to put a comment here. This is an image. And so now below this, I want to do another thing, and I want to use something called an embed. Basically, this will be basically a PDF. And so what we want to do is we want to use embed for the file, like embed, like that. And then enclosing tag, not body, embed. And then inside of it, I think source, like that. And basically the source is what the actual file is. So it'll be files, and then slash the actual PDF like that. And so let's just run this really quickly. You can see it gives you the PDF file here. Now you can see that's kind of hard to see. So in the CSS video, I'm going to basically just change this to make it more easier and readable. That's how you basically do that. Oops. Let me see what else I want to do here. Header and footer tags are HTML5 tags, and those are just like the article tags, HTML5 tags, just basically specific type of sections. A div is the same thing as a section, so you can put anything in here. Let me see. Let me like for instance, so when I put in here, I can do like and copy like that and semicolon. That's the copyright symbol. There's other ones too. You got like and times. That's the X symbol. There's other ones. You got and dash. That's like the giving you a dash. So there's different things. Let's just show that to show that you can put these things inside of a div. So we can do this, and if I scroll down, you can see the copyright symbol, or X, and then a dash. So we have all three of those symbols there as well. I'm gonna get rid of this though. I just wanted to show you that. I think that might be it for like the different tags that you can do. There's other ones as well. This isn't everything. This is just an intro to get you started with it. There's definitely more that you can do. But in the next video, I'm going to do a style sheet to pretty much show you how to link it and everything and do that. And until next time.